Hello everyone, I am Dr. Nida Fatima Khan, Department of Psychology from Bhopal School of Social Sciences. Today we will bring further the topic heredity and environment. So the objectives we will going to discuss today are the roles of heredity on physical, intellectual and personality development, to understand the concept of heredity factors and laws of heredity, and at the end to understand about inherited abnormalities. Now, as we know that human development is a complicated process and a continuous process, neither heredity nor environment shapes the entire course of development. Heredity and environment, they are complementary to each other in the developmental process, because as we say, the human development is predictable and it is in a sequential order. So as we saw that human development is a complicated process, why? Let us look into it. Because heredity is there. Heredity is the inborn qualities, the genes which gives the blueprint to the human development. So it is defined as the sum total of potentialities inherited at birth. Now let us look into the role of heredity on development. The very first one that you see it on the slide is physical development. Now here in this physical development, heredity has a greater effect on physical and motor development such as size, strength, appearance and metabolism. But on the other hand, certain prenatal conditions such as maternal nutrition, infections of mothers, X-rays, emotional trauma during pregnancy have significant effect on physical development of the fetus. Nutrition in early childhood period directly influences the body growth and physical activity. Children who suffer from protein deficiency, they are stunted and are retarded in development. Now, as I use the word nutrition in early childhood period directly influences the body growth and physical activity. Children who suffers from protein deficiency, they are stunted and retarded in development. Intellectual development. Heredity sets limits beyond which environment cannot enhance or retard intelligence. But on the other hand, a highly intelligent person may not be able to make use of his inherent capacities, for example, memory, reasoning, creativity, learning, due to environmental restrictions. Next role of heredity is on the personality development. Certain traits like activity level, sociability, temperament, they are found to be genetically determined. Such personality traits which are determined by inherited potential are more resistant to change. Now let us look into the heredity factors. Heredity is the transfer of traits from one generation to the another generation with the help of chromosomes. As you can see it in the picture which is there on the slide, the physical traits, like for a male, the physical traits are different as a genetic blueprint which is received from one generation to the another generation. Similarly for the females as well. For example, physical traits are like height, body structure, shapes of different parts of body, heart trouble, diabetes, baldness, asthma, and likewise so many other traits in the personality that is being transferred from one generation to the another generation as a genes, as an inherited quality of the person. Now let us look into the mental traits. Mental and emotional traits are intelligence, memory power, interest and talent in music, art, literature, dancing and so on. That is the mental traits, the intelligence, the skills in which the child are performing different type of activities, like for example the talent in music, as you can see it on the slide, and like memory power, playing different type of the memory games, and so on. Even cruel nature, like cool-headed nature, and so on, come under these traits. Now let us look into the laws of heredity. The very first law is like produces like. According to this law, human being will produce human beings. This is the very first law of heredity, like produces like. Second law of heredity is only certain traits are transformed. Now, according to this law, the dominant traits get transferred more easily than the recessive traits. Third law is convergence of two lives. According to this law, both the parents play equally important role in converging their traits to their offsprings. Now, as we saw that heredity plays an important role in the development of the human being with their physical development, intellectual development and personality development. But if there is some abnormality in the transfer of the genes from their parents to their offsprings, now let us look into some of the inherited abnormalities. Inherited abnormalities or developmental disorders appear due to variations in chromosomes or metabolic conditions. So some of the developmental disorders are Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, trisomy X syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, which we also call it as XXY, XYY syndrome, phenylketonuria and polydactyly. Now let us first look into the Down syndrome. It is one of the mental retardation which occurs due to abnormal pairing of chromosomes. As I'll show you in the next slide, the pairing of the chromosomes where it is abnormally paired. So an extra chromosome is found on the 21st pair. It is characterized by distinctive physical appearance. The child with this syndrome has almond-shaped eyes, small skull, chin, small ears, short broad neck, hands and feet, flat nasal bridge, sparse hair and very low intelligence quotient. Now here, this is the picture where you can see the 21st pair is having an abnormal pairing of one more chromosome, which is creating the issue in the development of the body. The heredity is getting affected. There is an abnormality in the heredity of a child. From this picture you can see. Okay, then next syndrome is Turner syndrome. It is due to sex chromosome abnormalities. The Turner syndrome is the result of lack of sex chromosome in females. That is, only one chromosome is present in the place of the another chromosome. There is no chromosome which is present. So the person is characterized by below normal intelligence, short stature, deformity of neck, forearm and failure to develop secondary sexual characteristics. That you can see it here in this slide, that the pairing of the another female chromosome is not there. There is absence of the another female chromosome, and because of which the symptoms that you can see it on a child, that is short stature, deformity of neck, forearm, failure to develop secondary sexual characteristics. So here from this picture, it can be little clear to all of you. Now let us look into the another syndrome, that is trisomy X syndrome. It is chromosomal disorder where the number of chromosomes is 47, in which girls are born with an extra, there is an extra chromosome, X chromosome. They reach menopause earlier with the normal females as compared to normal females. They have slightly lower intellectual levels and often quiet and passive. They may have delayed development of speech and motor skills than normal females with. Again, in the picture on the slide, you can see there is an extra chromosome, that is triple X, which is inherited abnormality in a child. Next is double XY syndrome. Now here in this double XY syndrome, as you can see, the Klinefelter syndrome is a result of extra chromosome in males. That is, here you can see with the red circle, there is an extra chromosome in males, and this is characterized by small genitals, lack of sperms. Sometimes the individual exhibits antisocial behavior. Here you can see the Klinefelter syndrome. This is a result of extra chromosomes in males and is characterized by small genitals, lack of sperm. Sometimes the individual exhibits antisocial behavior. Another syndrome is XYY. XYY syndrome. Here the boy is born with XYY syndrome. They are characterized by an extra Y chromosome appear normal. They are tall, they have severe acne during adolescence and poorly coordinated, may exhibit impulsive behaviors and have lower intelligence. So this is caused due to problems in cell division, during sperm production. Presence of extra Y chromosome produces aggressive and antisocial behaviors. So from this picture you can see that there is a presence of an extra Y chromosome produces aggressive and antisocial behaviors. Another syndrome, another problem, another inherited abnormality is phenylketonuria. In this phenylketonuria, the abbreviation is PKU, is a genetic disorder in which the body is not able to break down a type of protein called phenylalanine. This phenylalanine is one of the amino acids that help in protein formation in the body. However, in phenylketonuria, as the body is unable to process this amino acid, it begins to build up in the body and can be very harmful. Normally, when a person consumes protein as a form of food, the body derives the amino acid phenylalanine from it. The body then breaks it into enzyme called phenylalanine hydroxylase, which is responsible for further digestion of protein. In person with phenylketonuria, the gene that controls the function of this enzyme, phenylalanine hydroxylase, is altered or mutated, and hence the enzyme does not function properly. This leads to improper digestion of proteins and accumulation of the amino acids, that is phenylalanine, in the body and can further affect the brain. Another important inherited abnormality is polydactyly. That it is a condition where individual has an extra finger or toe. As you can see it in the picture, the person is having an extra finger in their hand. So these are the inherited abnormalities which is transferred from one generation to the another generation. Thank you.